Hey everybody, this is Rob and welcome to R&B Reviews. The Oscars is going to be starting up tomorrow, so everyone else has done videos on who they predict will win the Oscars. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of guessing who I think is going to win, I'm going to do this video on what would happen if I was a member of the Academy and I could vote. Obviously, I'm not a member of the Academy, I can't vote, but if I could, who would I vote for some of the top categories? So that's what's going to happen. So to get into the spirit, I'm going to get out of my clothes. I'm going to pretend to be an actual member of the Academy. So here we go. Okay, now I'm all dressed up and I can look like an Academy Awards member, and now I can pretend like I can vote for it. Okay, yeah, this I would never pass as an Academy Awards winning member, especially with these cheap plastic glasses, and obviously I can't tie a tie to save my own life, but I tried. Okay, so why don't we start with the Best Actor. The nominees are Javier Bardem for Beautiful, and Jeff Bridges for True Grit, Jesse Eisenberg for The Social Network, Colin Firth for The King's Speech, and James Franco for 127 Hours. If I could vote for the Oscars, I would vote for Colin Firth because of all the nominations, I think he really stood out for me, probably because, well, for one thing, I think he did a good job, recreating a stutter for his character, and he looked like he was really struggling to talk, and I could really feel the pressure of what is expected from his character through his performance. And I think that's what really made me connect to him, and I feel like he did a good job showing his character as a family man. I mean, the other nominees are pretty good too. Jeff Bridges already won an Oscar for another movie called Crazy Heart, so I mean, that was a good performance, and his performance in True Grit was good. I'm not sure if he'll win for that. Social Network, Jesse Eisenberg is probably a close call. James Franco for 127 Hours. I liked his performance, but since he's co-hosting the Oscars, I think it would look a little weird that he's co-hosting it with Anne Hathaway, and he ends up getting an award. I think that would look weird. No, I would vote for Colin Firth. And for the Best Actress, the nominees are Annette Bening for Kids Are Alright. That was a good movie. I like that a lot. Nicole Kidman for Rabbit Hole, Jennifer Lawrence in Winter's Bone, Natalie Portman for Black Swan, and Michelle Williams in Blue Valentine. Now this is a close call. These were all good. But if I could vote for the Academy for the Oscars, I would vote for Natalie Portman because I could tell she put a lot of hard work into preparing for this film. She plays a ballerina who is pushing herself to perfection for her dual role in Swan Lake. I think she ended up performing ballet very, very well. You could tell she put a whole lot of effort into it, and she brought out I think she did excellent bringing out her character's different little personalities, ranging from, being walked over by her mom to being scared and all. I mean, her character acts, everything's fine on the outside, but inside she really isn't. So I think she really, really brought out a lot for that, and I think if I could vote, I would vote for her. Okay, Best Supporting Actor. Christian Bale for The Fighter, John Hawkes for Winter's Bone, Jeremy Renner for The Town, Mark Ruffalo for The Kids Are Alright, and Jeffrey Rush for The King's Speech. This is, for me, it's a no-brainer. If I could vote, I would vote for Christian Bale for The Fighter. Bale did a great job, for one thing. He looks the part. I mean, he looks like he lost weight, being thin, because his character is a drug addict, and he brings out a lot of emotional aspects to his character. I mean, there's a scene where he is watching a documentary on himself about drugs that he went through, and he sees footage of his son, and he starts to break down a little bit, and I really loved that he brought stuff like that out. And for a while, it seemed like he was, for me, up to this point, whenever I've seen him in some recent pictures, it's like he's bringing Batman to a lot of his roles, like in Terminator Salvation with his gruff voice. But here, he doesn't do that, and I think that really made it really good. He sounds like he has an authentic, I guess, East Coast accent, and I really felt like I was watching the real character. He creates these mannerisms where it's like you're not watching an actor playing a character, it's like you're watching the real person, and I think he really, really did an excellent job at that, and I would vote for him. Okay, and the Best Supporting Actress, there's Amy Adams for The Fighter, Helena Bonham Carter for The King's Speech, Melissa Leo for The Fighter, Haley Steinfeld for True Grit, and Jackie Weaver for Animal Kingdom. This is a tough category. I thought long and hard about it. I was stuck between Melissa Leo and Helena Bonham Carter. Haley Steinfeld for True Grit, I thought it was a good performance. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if that was Oscar worthy, in my opinions, but after some thinking, if I could vote, I personally would vote for Helena Bonham Carter for King's Speech. I liked her as the caring wife who does whatever it takes to find a therapist for her husband. I thought she brought in some nice, gentle qualities to her character, and I really loved that. I mean, the other, I think her main competition, Melissa Leo, in The Fighter, is in a way like the opposite. You know, she's the mother that's watching over, let's see, Christian Bale's character and, of course, Mark Wahlberg's character. They're brothers in that film, and sometimes she could be a little bit tough and all that. And it was a good performance, and it was kind of tough for me, but I would probably give the slight edge to Helena Bonham Carter. I know a lot of you watching this will probably disagree with me on that, but that's what I would do. Best Picture. Now this is a very, 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 very diverse category. All these great films, and everyone's really a fan of one of actually each of these films. So it was very, very tough. You got Inception, which I liked. I didn't love it, but I liked it. You got King's Speech. You got Social Network, which for a long time it seemed like that was the one that was getting the most Oscar buzz. And it probably still does. But for me, if I could vote for Best Picture, I personally would vote for The King's Speech because I love this drama. I mean, for me, I love this drama of a future king who's trying to overcome his handicap and to fight all these pressures that he has been having on him his whole life. I love stories where someone is trying to overcome their fears with the help of families and stuff, and I felt like the film was very involving. I like The Fighter too. Because of that. I mean, it's about Mickey Rourke's character is trying to go from being just a little boxer to hitting the big time, and I think watching his struggles and watching Christian Bale's character struggles was really involving too. So those were two very good films for me to battle over, but in the end I would probably give the slight edge to The King's Speech. But then again, Best Picture, this was a very tough category. A lot of these movies I really liked, like Kids Are Alright. I loved them, and it was just very hard, but I think that's who I would go with if I could vote. And finally, Best Director. Now this, again, is another tough category, but I think I would give it to, I could vote for Darren Aronofsky. I felt he did a great job bringing complex and sometimes disturbing themes to the film, and he really shows that ballet seems to be very competitive, and you have to put so much into it. And there's some choices that he made with this movie, some that I like, some that I didn't like. For example, such as a documentary style that he does for this movie. Sometimes I think he overdoes it on some stuff, but when it's done right, like with the ballet, it made me feel like I was there. And he did a good job, I think, bringing out showing the different sides of one character in particular. So if I could vote for the Oscars, these are who I would vote for. Now, I decided I'm not going to go into the other categories, but so these are what I would do if I was a member of the Academy and if I could vote. So go ahead and leave your comments. If you want to leave your predictions about who you think are going to win on Oscar night, or if you would wanted to put yourself in the shoes and pretend to be a member of the Academy and who you would vote for, you could do that too. Obviously, I am going to expect that there's going to be a lot of disagreements with me about who I would vote for, but you know, that's a good thing about YouTube. You can write what you want, and hopefully there will be no name calling and all that stuff, because I didn't call anybody a bad name or anything like that. So thank you very much for watching, and leave your comments. I greatly appreciate it. So if you excuse me, I'm going to go around and see if I can look cool like this. Alright, hopefully we'll see you next time on R&B Review. So thank you very much for watching, and you take care now.